Alright, in this video I'm just going to discuss a 30-minute opening range high, look above, and fill. So this is going to be from a trade that I took today. I just took it earlier. Let's see. This ended up being the only trade I took. It often takes, two or three. Like I had someone ask me this recently. I've been asked this many times. But it's not typical to nail it on the first entry, but I did today, so I got a little lucky on that. It often takes 2 to 3 attempts, especially when it's a trade that is like 5R plus. That's not something you're going to nail on first attempt every time. It's just the nature of the odds and the way the market works. It's too likely for it to come back against you, which is why I like to preach to bail on the trade if it's not working in your favor quickly. If you are going after high R trades, I just think that's a better approach for that style. And it works really extremely well with order flow. So I kind of go hand in hand. But for the right here, I got the footprint. Let me pause it for just a second. I'm trying to keep this short. This is a 15 tick range footprint. Range bars can be pretty solid for footprints. You get a little bit more of a feel for the way volume's building as it moves throughout the rotations up and down. And then the DOM, I often use this one. Recent bid and ask, and then current traded bid and ask volume, which is the total volume that was traded there. And this one resets after 2500 millisecond. And then these are just the delta by price. So we can see trap traders or potential trap traders. So I'll go ahead and play it. I got RTH open, 30-minute opening range high, 30-minute opening range low. Got those marked. Those are some of the main levels that I like to be aware of, especially since I trade first 1 to 2 hours of the sessions. Let me pause it really quick. This is a situation that some traders struggle with, and I've had it happen many times as well. We see the market going up, and we get caught up in trying to predict, or we get FOMO, and we fear that it's going to run away, and we're going to miss the move, and you jump in up here. But we always want to be really aware of, what's the location that we're jumping in at. I never want to, as long as I'm consciously aware of it, sometimes I'm just not in the zone and I will make a mistake like this. But if I'm aware of it, I never want to enter right when it's up at the 30-minute opening range high, like the way that it just traded up here. It didn't even have like a strong auction. Like if it had like a sideways auction and it's compressing into it, that's just way, way better because there's a little more stability and there's a stronger bid supporting the move. There isn't any kind of bid supporting this. The bid was all the way down here on the look below and fell below the 30-minute opening range low. And I'm looking for the same thing on the other side now. So this is also right at the perfect time of day for me when I like to enter. I love entering during B period. That's the second half-hour auction of the session from 10 to 10:30 Eastern time. So yeah, so we're testing above 30-minute opening range high after a rotation. So I'm immediately looking for some kind of failure. I'm not guessing that it is going to happen, but I want to see some kind of offer stepping in or something. So let's get it going now. Let's see the DOM. Decent amount traded at 13 right there, which is one tick above opening range high, but that's not enough. Okay, so look at this. Right at 1475. We had a pretty decent offer right there, and we can see the imbalance over here. Over here too, delta by price. Look at this. All up here. So if we can stay below that, that's good. And we can see there's a bit of a micro auction forming here. So low volume below, and then it's higher volume in the middle here. Yeah, so sometimes the tail can happen in a little brief moment in time right there, 1475. And then it, pushed above it and did one more lot before coming down. I talked about that recently, I think in the last video. Sometimes it'll reject, it'll come back up and do like a really low amount of trades up there, like less than 10, sometimes just one or two. We're seeing signs of sellers stepping in lower now, which is good. Stepping in around this 13 area here, hundreds of lots, and they poke above it briefly, and then they take it right back down. Decent aggression right there, over 100, 140 plus lots. They just absorbed at 12. And I got the deltas for the bar above it. So we were over 600 positive deltas on these bars. You're starting to see it flip right now. So far, it's hasn't been long, but it's negative on this bar. Now it's above 200, negative 200. And so we got like this thin volume up here, and a lot of it is, blue bullish deltas, which means we're going to have some trapped buyers up here. We had some weak buyers trying to chase it. Going to be some stops getting hit as well. And there was like this quick little pop when it went into 15. That's often going to mean that some shorts were stopping out. So, yeah, but there's a bit of a ledge that goes into this thin volume taper. And then they're absorbing right in this 13 to 1350-ish area. So it's a good spot to lean against. Yeah, and I entered during this after it popped up, came back down, and then I saw the offer stepping in lower. So my entry was like right around 13. And so now we're over 400, negative 400. So it was kind of struggling a bit. We can see the volume right there. Almost 2,000 lots at this price, 1125. And then they flushed it. And we're starting to see a little micro auction below a micro auction. So you can kind of see it here too. See this here, thin, a couple prices we got. Low volume nodes there, and then right there. Sometimes you'll get these little micro auctions within these range bar footprints. So, but yeah, if it holds below this LVN right here, then it's looking nice. I'm liking the look of it. Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier. I hate promoting, so I don't like to talk about my Discord or anything like where to find it or anything. But I was on Discord, and I'm not even gonna say which Discord I said it on, but I called this trade, and I said, I just went short on the look above and fell, the 30-minute opening range. But there's a little nuance. I entered right near the 30-minute opening range high because it doesn't have to be like this super precise thing. Like it has to get back below it. We have to see an offer that's very, very close to it. preferably it's like right below it, but sometimes it'll be like right on it. So I don't really distinguish between that. I view it as more of an area, you know. So it could be like a little above right here, a little below. I'm not viewing it as like way up here, way down here, but you know, a few ticks above and below, depending on the volatility. So it just makes sense, you know. Sometimes they step in slightly above, sometimes slightly below, but it's kind of the same. So, but yeah, I mentioned that I was taking this short earlier, and I said I want to hold for at least value area low before I take profits. So I took profits once it got there, and then I held runners. Um, Let me see if I can find this. Wish I would have added this other chart book to this so I could show it, but I mentioned earlier, I was saying there's a bearish imbalance on the profile today. So that was some added confluence. We basically had volume building lower into the profile, and it was a little thin above. So it was kind of showing intent to auction outside of value, below value, and put in a new low a day. So I wanted to take some profits at value area low and hold the rest for new low of day when it flushes, which it did end up doing. I want to see it flush low of day and 30-minute opening range low, which were kind of close to each other. And initial balance low was down there as well. So I think this might be initial balance low right here. So I guess it might be low of day. Because I think the overnight was higher. Yeah. We had like this thin volume tail above, and then the market just building volume below. So it'll often try to like repair that a bit and put in some kind of flush out the other side. So that's kind of what I was thinking here. So the stars kind of aligned on this trade where it's a look above and fell above a key level. And we also have an imbalance on the profiles. Slightly tricky, perhaps because it's value has been building higher from session to session lately. It's been shifting higher ever since that flush, but I think it was like Thursday, maybe. I don't have it pulled up right now, but it's not like it's been auctioning super strong to the upside. So it just made more sense to short this. Yeah, also, it wasn't just a look out above 30-minute opening range high, it was a look outside of value. And that's just like auction theory 101, auction market theory. I'm a really big fan of that. Whenever we test outside of value, I'm looking to fade that move, depending on the context and everything. So we're looking out above value. I want to be looking for shorts, and when we're below value, I want to be looking for longs. And that's what happened when we flushed and made the new low of day down below opening range and low of day and all that. We ended up finding a low of day outside below value, and we reclaimed back inside value. But I only took that one trade, so I didn't trade it. Okay, let's speed it up a little. Find that it's real easy for me to just keep on rambling and adding things. I'm trying to add as much value as I can to this little discussion here, but I'm going to try to keep this one a lot shorter than the last one, so I'll try to wrap it up here. I'm going to fast forward it. It's kind of chopping around a bit down here. But yeah, after it got back down inside value, we kept having to offer step in lower, so that's good to see as well. Yeah. This current footprint bar is kind of like a balanced auction, but it's holding below prior bars highs, so it's got a little bit of a bearish lean here. We got negative deltas on it too. This is something that's nice to see when it flips and the rotation starts the other way, to see the deltas supporting it. You'll often see that when trap buyers are getting flushed out. You see a lot more um, selling market orders coming through. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna have to go for it. It's taking forever. Okay, this bar is all right. We're finally back to the 30-minute opening range low there. Took forever to get to that bar. All right, there we go. Right when we get below it, see how we have this nice flush coming through. Let me reset the profile real quick. We have over 1,000, negative 1,000. It's happening pretty quick, over negative 1,200. So that's nice. There it goes. I'm just speeding it up a bit. Okay. Then those deltas start slowing down. We go to negative 400, negative 66. So we're getting a potential low here. And that was where that low happened. Yes, that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to cover that trade. The look above and fell setup. Take care.